Hi guys, happy Witchy Wednesday. It is Witchy Wednesday, so how is everybody? Hope you are all well. I am a lot better than yesterday. Yesterday was shit. The day before was shit. So, alright, today for Witchy Wednesday, what was yesterday? The mythological history of the Kabbalah? So today the factual, as factual as we can get to the history of the Kabbalah. Yeah, my mind is still, I feel brainwashed. I feel like she was trying to brainwash me. Slowly, now that I look back at it, I can see the very slow steps of brainwashing, trying to get me to turn into a Christian. It's not good. I still feel like I can't trust anybody. Nobody. Like my trust level has went, but I don't know. So, alright, so the Thoth oil will be ready in 30 days. So I'm very excited for it. I'm going to add, actually I have some very, very expensive frankincense oil coming. So it's going to actually be added to it. A little bit of shungite oil to it as well. So here it is right now. It's got that perfect, almost like a, I don't know, that green, that mint green color that I wanted. Perfect. And this smells just like the coconut oil. So it's seriously amazing. Shucking up just a little more. It is gonna come like this, so you have to shake it up when you get it, because it is a conjure oil. So everything will stay preserved because there is vitamin E in there. There we go. And I added just a bit of tincture of benzoin. And the extra virgin olive oil, so it's also a preservative. And then I also added the coconut oil, which is also a natural preservative. So there's just a little bit of natural preservatives in there all over. So they will come in these little bottles. They will come like this. And they will come sealed in wax at the top. Just pop them off a little bit. So when you unseal it, make sure you hold it good, tight, and shake it. So you have your oil all shooken up. On the candles, it's amazing. It is amazing oil. Alright, so yeah, I'm excited for that. Very excited for that. So, and I think each one might come with, I don't know, a little extra something. They will come with the on the bottles. They will have the sigil for Thoth, just like on the jar itself. And it will come with just a little paper, just telling you kind of what you could do with it. If you guys watch my videos, like you guys obviously do, you guys know exactly how to use it. It's an offertory, it's a perfumery, kind of. So you can actually, you could anoint, if you're like a statue for Thoth, if you're cleaning it, if it's clean and you want to imbue it with Thoth energy, right there. A drop in the bath water, a couple drops, I think it'd go a long way. I wouldn't really advise putting it in your hair because it is green, and if you're white, it's going to stain. So, yeah, just keep it to candles. Candles, pressure points. So it has so many freaking antibacterial properties in it too. For your gums, frankincense is actually an oral. It helps with I don't know if you get, I'm trying to get my mother because she just got dentures and she's got sores on her whatever's there, the bone or the gum, to try some of that on the gums because it helps. Frankincense is the natural antibiotic and it's for blisters in the mouth. So, but I'm wrong, so I'm completely wrong. So is all the, herbal, books and herbologists. So all natural medicine and everything is it's wrong, completely wrong. That came out very southern. Holy crap. Okay. So the factual history of the Kabbalah. So I don't know shit about the Kabbalah other than the Tree of Life. And that's about it. That's honestly about it. Kabbalah. When I think of Kabbalah, I think of Madonna. I think it's been completely televised too much. And I don't know. I don't think the celebrity status people, quo, give it a good name. I think they make it look like it's something fun to do, and, you know, if just because you wear a red string around your left wrist, you're automatically, you know, but, you know, I don't know these people, so I don't know personally. You know, I really do think Madonna is very, very into her spirituality. Roseanne, I know Roseanne Barr is very into mindfulness and meditation. I know a lot of people are that. I know Gaga, Stephanie, Lady Gaga. I know you are. I know you meditate. You have to meditate for your post-traumatic stress disorder, just like I do. And sometimes your body doesn't understand a bad touch from a good touch, so I completely understand where you're coming from too. If you're getting a hug, sometimes you feel like it's just, no, don't touch me. Don't touch me. So that you sometimes don't understand the difference between, well, that's a good touch and that's a bad touch. So, I mean, it's strange, but it's true. So just this stuff, you know, I'm not 100% sure, so. Alright, the factual history of the Kabbalah, modern magic, with Donald Michael Craig. And I keep doing my lesser vanishing ritual of the pentagram in my astral temple in Ondal. And, I mean, it is seriously crazy. It is seriously crazy. Being burned alive was exhilarating. It was amazing. Yeah, hi, how was your day yesterday? Oh, I was burnt alive. It was amazing. I feel fresh and clean. My skin's all nice and new. Oh, Jesus. Fuck's sake. Sorry if I offend anybody. Sorry, I'm messing with my jewelry. So, the factual history of the Kabbalah. So yeah, I basically don't know anything about it. I know I had it steeped in Judaism. I about took a drink of the cloth oil and not coffee. That would have been awful. Then you guys could have seen me turn into Linda Blair on camera. Alright, so I don't know shit about the Kabbalah, except for it came from the Middle East. That's all I know. So, the factual. Okay, so little is known as to where the Kabbalah actually originated. So, I don't know. Do you guys? I don't. So, there do seem to be elements of ancient... How do you say this word, guys? Chaldean. Chaldean? Egyptian and even Parian? Indian mysticism. Oh, okay. As well as elements drawn from other, less well-known Semitic people hidden in the depths. More modern aspects of the Kabbalah either were heavily influenced by Neoplatonic theories or in fact influenced the Platonists. The earliest known form of Hebrew mysticism, not counting earlier shamanistic forms, which seem to exist in all primitive tribes. Stay. Or you will go sit in the corner. Yes, I spanked my book and I told it. And society, so. It was not even called Kabbalah. The earliest form of Hebrew occultism was known as He-cha-lat, with the CH sounding like that in the Scottish word loch, which means ascent. It is also known as Merkabah mysticism. I'm not pronouncing these words at all right. I know I'm not. I'm butchering them, and I'm sorry. if you are Jewish or Hebrew, or you follow the Kabbalah. So the Merkaba was the name of the throne of God in Hebrew. And it was the aim of the Merkaba mystics to be able to see God upon his throne. Okay, so that was their aim, their goal, to see God upon his throne. Unfortunately, most of the writings of the, oh God, I don't want to butcher these words, Merkaba writers have been lost. So that full knowledge of their techniques is impossible. From what little we have, we know that their sources seem to be based upon mystical contemplation of the early chapters of Genesis and the vision of Ezekiel. Okay, so did it come before Christianity or did it come after? So these methods are known respectively as Mahasebereshit. I think I actually said that right because it actually sounded right. And Mahasemerkaba, from the fragments of Merkaba mysticism. I think I actually said that right. I hope I said that right. Which still remain. It is assumed that the actual practices of these mystics involved astral travel through a series of 7 places, 7 planes. And it talks about the 7 planes, the 7 lords, the 7 cycles in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. So why? Oh, by way of certain passwords, talismans, and secret signs while in a state of self-induced trance, possibly via self-hypnosis, drugs, or sex. Where does that come in through the Kabbalah? I thought it was supposed to be very all holy and good. The name of each of the guards at each of the 7 palaces. This is very Emerald Tablet-ish. Very. Had to be known so that they could be appeased in some way which today is unknown. Here for the first time in any popular course or book, to this person's knowledge, are the correct names which are known from the fragments of the book Perkei Hechlach. I know I have Hebrew speaking peoples on here, so please correct my atrocious pronunciations. So first palace would be Deheviel, Carishiel, Gehoriel, Botiel, Tophiel, Debriel, Machiel, and Shuiel, though some may say Shiviel. The second palace is Tagriel, Motpiel, Surfiel, Arfiel, Shihariel, Satriel, Rajiel, and Shaviel. I'm not sure if I'm saying those right. It's easier to say them in the Emerald Tablets. Third palace, Shavuriel. I can't speak any of these fucking words. Fourth palace, I can't speak any of these. Fifth palace, sixth palace. For the 7th palace, there were names for ascending and descending. So the meaning of which is unclear. My guess is that different names were used to get in and out, since other techniques, how to go into trance, how to astral travel, the appropriate passwords and needed talismans are unknown. I'm not going to give a listing of the names and the rest of the guardians, as this might lead to some unwise experimentation, which I really think is very good. Thank you for doing that in this book. So my purpose is listing the names of the guards, which in the tradition needed to be memorized, merely has been to show you the complexity of the system. Okay, just those 7, trying to read those 7 planes and the 7 guards, their names, is way too much. The Kabbalah is not for me. So those who wish to go further into the topic have the name of one of the few sources in the preceding paragraph. I honestly don't wish to go any further in the Kabbalah. I don't. Okay, so the final goal of the Merkabah writer was to be able to gaze upon the throne of God and upon God himself. So this was no easy task, as you can see from the small amount of material I have given above. Also remember that even Moses was not allowed to view the face of God, for it was said that no mortal could gaze upon the face of God and survive. Okay, that takes me to the less vanishing ritual of the pentagram, when we have the plate above our head, and we take that source energy in when we atone. So if you look up, it will blind you for eternity. So that kind of is what that reminds me of. So, there are obvious similarities to Egyptian lore is presented in the so-called Egyptian Book of the Dead, especially the idea of going through various places. Hells in the Egyptian hells should not be confused with the Christian idea of hell. Exactly. Completely different. And passing tests in order to pass safely through these nether realms. Okay, so did the Hebrews copy from the Egyptians, or vice versa? Or did both come from an older source? Honestly, I think they came from all Egyptian. Honestly, that's just my personal opinion. Or perhaps both cultures, along with others such as Tibetan and Amerind, just happen to tap into the same mystical current. Nobody knows. So it's got to be like a universal consciousness that everybody can just tap into. Some people, I think, call it, the Akashic records, Akashic. So like the universal mind, which would be the God mind, the God consciousness, that holds and stores every bit of information that we think and speak. That is what that would mean to me. So everybody, I just think that they have tapped into this current or energy. We vibrate at that energy, at that current, and tap into that specific source or spark of the divine. So that makes perfect sense for me. I'm not too keen, and I don't really want to learn the Kabbalah because it's just too much. So, right. Okay, moving into the actual Moving into the actual Kabbalistic period of Hebrew mysticism, we come across the first well-known Kabbalistic book, the Sefer the Book of Formation. I'm sorry, I don't like these words. This book seems to be a combination of the earlier Merkabah mysticism and the more modern Kabbalah. The Sefer Yetzirah, along with another work, the Bahir, have been traced back to the earliest centuries of the Common Era. So within them are discussions of such things as animations from divinity, bringing about the universe, the ideas known today as Platonism. However, if we assume that the Kabbalah was either brought to the Egyptians by the Hebrews, or that the Egyptians had the knowledge prior to the period of the enslavement of the Hebrews, then it might be the Neoplatonism was a development of the Kabbalah. As stated before, it is well documented that the Pythagoras, who is still famous for the Pythagorean theorem, the sum of the square of two sides of a right triangle is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. I remember that from school. Studied mysticism and was initiated into the Egyptian mystery school, so it is not unlikely that he learned some early form of Kabbalah there and brought it back to his home in the Greek city-states. So it is not impossible that Plato and his later followers adopted the idea of animations as a result of studying in Pythagoras' mystery school, begun when Pythagoras returned to the Greek Isles from the Middle East. Of course, this is speculation, but is based on probabilities. So that makes a little more sense. Since it is based on probabilities. We do have a little more fact within probabilities, but I don't know. So the Kabbalistic mysticism continued to develop during the centuries of the Common Era, since the beginning of the diaspora cannot be disputed. It is one of the reasons that Jews were hated and feared. Part of the Kabbalah is related to magical abilities, and many people fear magic. Yes, they do. In the 14th century, Moses de Leon, made the first printing of the Zohar, the classic Kabbalistic text. Some modern scholars and some commentaries of de Leon have called it a fraud. They say that it was not the original Zohar or of legend written by Simon. I think that's how you say that, Simon ben Yohai, and that de Leon forged the entire work. Although I do not claim to be a great archaeological scholar, I find this contention hard to accept. So parts of the whole long work in various forms have been discovered in many works, or in other works dating before the 14th century. However, it does seem likely that de Leon did edit and add some of his own mystical philosophy to the Zohar. Even so, let us assume for a moment that Moses de Leon did create the Zohar as it is printed today. The most complete translation fills 5 volumes. Holy crap, that's a lot. So much going on with the Kabbalah. So, if so, it is a monumental work of mystical thought. Besides whether it is ancient or relatively recent, it should be studied for what it is, what is in it, not for who wrote it. So to sum it up, the Kabbalah is not a single book or simple mystical idea. Rather, it's a whole system of mystical thought and action. It is the mystical underpinnings for Judaism, Christianity, and, to a lesser extent, Islam. As the Middle Ages developed in Europe, many locations became Kabbalistic centers, the most important ones being in Spain, but in 1492, the year Columbus sailed, the Jews were expelled from Spain. So it is for this reason that some people believe that the Columbus, actually, Cristobal Colon, was his name in Spanish. Did you guys know that? I learned that in Spanish class. 4 years of Spanish. So, and Colin may have been a variation of Kohen. So, may have been Jewish. He may have been Jew. Jewish people are amazing. I love Jewish people. They are the most warm-hearted, just loving, caring, amazing people on this earth. They're so full of love and life. That's what I love about it. They don't believe in hell. So, alright. So, be that as it is, many of the Jews returned to the Middle East, and a large, important Kabbalistic center developed in the city of Safed. City of Safed? Safed. I hope I said that right, I don't know. So, 2 things happened to which took the Kabbalah away from being part of the mainstream of Judaism. One was a book by the respected Rabbi Moses Maimonides called A Guide for the Perplexed. So in this book, rational, by Western scientific terms, solutions to theoretical and philosophical problems in Judaism were given. A virtual war of words developed between the followers of Maimonides. Oh God, I wish I could pronounce those words right. Rational approach. There is still much mysticism and magic, even in his rationality. And those who believe in the Kabbalah, this war went on for years. The most famous proponent of the Kabbalah being the Rabbi Maimonides. I think I said that right. So meanwhile, many schools of the Kabbalah have developed, each with slightly different ideas of Kabbalistic theory and practice, such as the schools of Isaac, Luria, and Isaac the Blind. The final blow along the guide for the perplexed came in the form of a man named Sabbatai Zvi, from 1626 to 1676. Wow, that's not very long. So yeah, this is the factual history of the Kabbalah from modern magic. So I'm not too sure about the Kabbalah. I like the idea, but that is a totally different, completely separate. I'm not ready for that. And I wanted to thank you guys. This morning when I got up, I looked at my emails, all my emails. I had over 300 emails telling me how wrong what my therapist did was just the support, the amount of support when you have more than 8,000 people that have your back, and tell you that that was very wrong of them to do. It brought me to tears this morning, you guys. It really did. It was the most amazing thing I have ever experienced in my life. That much love. That's God right there. That's God. All that love. That was amazing. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And just all the love. You guys are so important to me. I can't express that enough. How important every single one of you have affected and made an impact, a positive impact in my life. So if it weren't for you guys, I would probably lose my mind. So okay, I'm not gonna get all teary because I can't. I don't do that. But thank you guys. I really seriously appreciate it. So, okay, enough. Quit it, everybody. All right. Okay, Zvi or Zebi. That sounded really funky. Or Zui had an intense, charismatic personality. He was also very learned in both standard and Kabbalistic Jewish knowledge. He became more and more popular in the Middle East until he was proclaimed by his followers as the Messiah, the Savior of the Jews. He never denied that he was the Messiah. Word of his magical powers, wisdom, and godliness spread via Jewish traders to Jewish communities throughout the Middle East, Asia, and Europe. So in the Middle East, where he spent most of his life, he developed many diehard zealots as followers. Finally, the Islamic Sultan could no longer ignore him. The resultant meeting between the two led on the discreditment of Zvi and his conversion to Islam, following which he was exiled to a prison in Albania, where he died as a false messiah. That sounds like a Jesus. Another type of a Jesus. Kind of, I think. I don't know, honestly. This is just very new to me, too. So, alright. So, deceived Jewry tried to forget and put out of their lives everything which reminded them of Zvi. In fact, in Jewish books, he was frequently merely called that one. So, since Zvi was associated with the Kabbalah and magic, this too was discarded, and the position of the Maimonides was accepted, except for small groups of secretive believers. Judaism deserted the Kabbalah. That's terrible. There's all kinds of, it's history repeats itself too much. So they just totally and completely do Jewish people still practice the Kabbalah? I mean, is it still within? I know I have couple Jewish friends on here. Is it still within the Kabbalah? I mean, within Judaism? Or is it completely, gone? Is it taboo to be involved in the Kabbalah if you are Jewish? I don't understand. I thought Judaism and Kabbalah, I thought Kabbalah was just the mystical side of Judaism. That's what I personally thought. So I don't know. I don't know. So this is really good. This is really good information. This is really good information. So I hope you guys can learn from this too if you guys don't have the book. So, yeah, so Judaism deserted the Kabbalah. Okay. Just like, okay, Catholics, certain books, the Book of Enoch, however you say it, Enoch. I say Enoch. Some people say Enoch, potato. Catholicism, prime example. Modern day Christians, everything in the Bible, it's probably not even real. Honestly, it's probably not even real. It's probably not even what the actual Bibles had in them. So, but we have history. We have books. We have documents that can actually help us a tiny bit. So, the Kabbalah was saved, though, from being perhaps totally lost by those Christians whose goal was to study the inner teachings of Judaism in order to prove that Jesus was in fact the Christ, the Jewish Messiah, and thus turn all Jews into Christians. As you can see, there are still Jews in the world today, and the attempt failed. But it did cause the translations of many documents and books, which had never before been translated out of the Hebrew or Aramaic. The possibility of real magical secrets, which were holy and not satanic in nature, caught the fancy of many scholars and clerics, up to and including, Levi. Born Alphonse Louis Constant. It's a sexy name. So, Levi's most famous work translated poorly into English. It is now in print under the title Transcendental Magic. Transcendental Magic. I do like Levi. I fancy Levi. Very much so. Not the jeans. Those are cheap. Very cheap. This has nothing to do with the Kabbalah, but it has to do with the Levi Jean Company. If you call the back of the Levi Jean Company, there's a number on the back. This is from retail work for so long. And you tell them that your pants have ripped, they'll send you for a lifetime Levi jeans. The same pair. Truth. Honest truth. God. Gospel truth. I don't know where that came from. So if you guys have Levi jeans that are completely, demolished, look on the back of the tag. Right there. It's probably, it's leather, so you gotta flip it. Or it's inside. There should be a phone number telling you what to call. So you actually have a lifetime warranty on a pair of pants that you buy. So it's not really that bad of a bargain. Why am I talking about jeans? Okay. His books and teachings, Levi, helped start what has been called the French occult revival of the 19th century. At that time, many occult groups began to develop in France and spread to other countries, most notably Austria, Germany, and England. So some of these groups used their occultism to support questionable ethics leading to the magical wars between occult groups in France and the evil Nazism in Germany. So, excuse me. Looking for a second back on the lighter side of occultism, we come in England to the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, whose primary importance came in their takings of the teachings of the Kabbalah as a basis for their occultism and unity with other forms of occultism such as the magical systems of Egypt, of Enochian magic, of the magic of Abramelin? Abramelin? I don't know that word. Why do they have to make words so fucking hard to pronounce? Of mysticism from India, as well as other sources. We will deal with all these as needed be in this course. So the Kabbalah, which we study in this course, is a modern Kabbalah. The Kabbalah is a philosophical system of life as well as magical system and such, has changed over the centuries to meet the needs of the people of the current society. Alright, so that's basically what I think to be Christianity. It has changed so much to meet the needs of modern people's viewpoints. So, besides differences in interpretations of the Kabbalah based on different sects, not sex, sects, attitudes, there are two major divisions in the Kabbalah today. Okay, maybe this is making a little more sense to me now. So first there is what this person says I call the kosher Kabbalah. This has come about as a result of the need for a Jewish spiritual rebirth. Right now in America, at least, the number of Jews is rapidly decreasing. No! Jewish people are amazing. Oh my God. Oh, this book was written quite a while ago. No. I swear to God, there better not be a freaking whatever decline of Jewish people in America. Because fucking Jewish people are amazing. They are the most kind-hearted people in this world. I will fight for my Jewish friends. So, there may be more Jews numerically, but for many it's merely a group association and nothing more. So I feel that this is at least in part due to the extreme lack of spirituality found in some of the major forms of Judaism. This has resulted in a learning away from standard Judaism, and the fact that there is a disproportionately large percentage of Jews being attracted to various cults which disguise themselves as religions. But some Jews are looking toward their own spiritual roots, and they are rediscovering their Kabbalistic heritage. So the kosher Kabbalah then has a particularly Jewish tone to it. Good. I would like this one. I love Jewish. The entire fucking Jewish faith is beautiful. It is very beautiful. So the kosher Kabbalah then has a particular Jewish tone to it. It benefits all students of the mystical, as we are obtaining more and more ancient Kabbalistic work, which are finally being translated into Western tongue. But because it is so oriented toward one point of view, it is not our main concern. Okay, so I kind of see how it is really one single point of view, and that's it. So, I don't know. The WASP Kabbalah follows in the traditions of the Golden Dawn. This system of Kabbalah universalizes the Kabbalistic wisdom so that it may be accepted by all, no matter your particular faith or lack thereof. This synchronistic system of the Kabbalah is of one which we will be studying, because the Kabbalah has been safeguarded for thousands of years by the Jewish culture. Good. The Jewish people should protect their culture and their faith, and I fucking should turn Jewish. That's how much I like Jewish people. I really do. So, because it is obvious that it will have, in many instances, a Jewish flavor, which I don't mind. I love it. This is why we will be using many words which are in Hebrew. However, since we will be studying the WASP Kabbalah and not the kosher Kabbalah, since we are studying a universalized Kabbalah, I have so much stuff popping up on this damn computer today. Alright, here we go. Perfect. Where did I go? Okay, since we are studying a universalized Kabbalah, you do not have to become a Jew or Christian or pagan or follow any particular religion or belief in order to study the philosophy and magical techniques of the Kabbalah and traditional ceremonial magic. That is amazing. I love that part right there. But I would love to be Jewish. I wish I was. I wish I was born into a Jewish family. I do. So there are 4 main branches of the Kabbalah, some aspects each overlapping each other. So I will go into the 4 here really quick. This is very interesting to me now. So 1 is the dogmatic Kabbalah. So this concerns the study of the literatures of the Kabbalah, such as the Torah, the Sefer, the Bahir, the Zohar, and many others. Although their study is fascinating, and it's not the focus of this course. The names of the various books and appropriate sections from them, or ideas from them, will be given when they are needed. But the dogmatic Kabbalah will not be a primary concern of these lessons. I think if that's perfect, that's good. I like that. I like that the Jewish community is keeping their practice of Kabbalah under wraps. I like that. They're just keeping it to themselves. I think that's very awesome. It is their faith, their practice. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have developed a very, very, very tolerant attitude towards just about anything. Anything. So 2, the practical Kabbalah. How do you say it? Is it Kabbalah, Kabbalah, Kabbalah? There's so many different ways to say it. So the practical Kabbalah. This refers to the making of talismans, amulets via Kabbalistic methods. It is the basis for Kabbalistic magic. And when mixed with the following 2 branches of Kabbalistic study, the methods of the practical Kabbalah are neither good nor bad, but can be used for what might be called positive or negative purposes. Therefore, it is necessary to first give you the work which will prepare you so that not only would you not have a desire to do magic for negative purposes, but so that you will understand the dire consequences that will result for you. You. That's a you. In all capital letters. If you try to use magic for negative purposes. Thus, we will not be taking up the practical Kabbalah for a few more lessons. I like this. I really like this. I do. I think that's awesome. So, please don't misinterpret the last paragraph to imply that you will become a namby-pamby magician who is all sweetness and light if you follow the techniques as given in this course. No. By following the methods given here, you can become a powerful magician, afraid of no other entity, physical or otherwise. And that is the goal of the magician. Or witch. I don't like the word magician, I like witch. Where did I go? Where'd I go? Okay. But rather than moving blindly, with no understanding of the rules of the universe as explained by the Kabbalah, by following these lessons and learning all the information, you can become a true wise man or woman, a wizard, a warrior of the light. This is what Thoth teaches. Thoth teaches he is the way, the one, and the light. So that is amazing. Alright, so when we do get into the practical Kabbalah, into grey magic, then we will truly soar, nor will we be limited to the Kabbalistic, sorry guys, method of magic. As an example, just dealing with talismans. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun because I love talisman. Right here, Solomon, to ward off evil. All evil spirits, evil spells, all evil magic, evil witchcraft, whatever comes your way, psh, wards it off. Psh. So as an example, just in dealing with talismans, we will be discussing pagan, numerological, whatever, and other systems of making these devices. Alright, that is very interesting. I am very intrigued now. Are you guys? I am. 3. The literal Kabbalah. The Kabbalah. Okay, this concerns the relationships between the numbers and letters of the Hebrew alphabet. The ancient Hebrews did not have separate figures to represent numbers, so they used the letters of their alphabet. It was believed that if 2 words had the same numerical to total, they had a significant relationship to each other, and in some cases could be considered synonyms. As an example, Ahiva equals 13. Ahiva. Ahava. That looks like love. Ahiva equals 13. And Echad equals 13. Therefore, Ahiva is the same as Echad. Echad is the Hebrew word meaning one. Oh, okay. Since in Judaism there is only one God, it also represents God. Ahava is Hebrew for love. I was right. And that is love right there. Hebrew for love. Right above the lips. Always speak love. Speak words of love. Oh, this is getting really cool. This is getting interesting. Okay, so, where'd I go? So, Ahava is Hebrew for love. Therefore, according to this system, God is love. There we go. Perfect. I have God everywhere. You guys have a God? So, where'd I go? Where'd I go? Further, okay, the holiest name of God, the Tetragrammaton of YHVH totals 26. Since 13 plus 13 equals 26, we can say that love, Ahava. Ahava. It's spelled A-H-E-V-A, but it's pronounced Ah-Ha-Va. Ahava. Love. Ahava. And that is what I do. I do my pentagram, and then I intone Ahava, and I push it in the directions. Any direction I feel that needs somebody that needs love, I will send you love that way. Ahava, through the pentagram. This is really amazing. So, alright. So this process is known as gematria. As we go into the lessons, you will see the vital importance of the gematria that plays in ceremonial magic. It will be explained more fully in another lesson. By the way, do you remember that I said I would explain the meaning of the number 13 earlier in this lesson? 13. The number 13 means love. That's different. I did not know that. This is cool. This is very cool. I'm excited now. I'm very excited. Okay. Where'd I go? Okay. Noter-icon is another aspect of the literal Kabbalah. So, it is a system of finding acronyms, where the first letters of the series of words gives a new word or words. The English example of this system would be, oh God. Oh, I thought that said moo. If you guys moo, Mothers Against, opposed to the Occult from Buffy. Mothers Against Drunk Driving became MADD, MAD, or North Atlantic Treaty Organizations becoming NATO, NATO. As you can see, they do not have to form familiar words, although they may do so. Ata Gibor Liolam Adonai is Hebrew for thou art forever my Lord. It is represented by the acronym AGLA, pronounced Agla, and that is when you face the north and you do the pentagram and you intone and vibrate Agla. It's cool. As given in the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, Amen in Hebrew is composed of 3 letters: Aleph, Men, Nun. Amen. Amen. They are an acronym for AL, pronounced L, and meaning God. Melech, meaning king. Neheman, meaning faithful. Thus, Amen, the acronym for Al Melech. Negeman means God is our faithful king. This is the secret meaning of the word Amen. God is our faithful king. That is the word. That is the secret meaning of the word Amen. That brings a totally different aspect, or a totally different meaning to the word Amen. You don't have to be Christian to say Amen. You don't have to be anything to say Amen. I say Amen, a lady, just in case. I think one other person says that too. Amen, a lady. I seen it on TV. I don't remember what. It was a concert. So, that is really cool. Did you guys know that? So, Amen means God is our faithful King. So, okay. Temura is a system of transportation of letters, such as used in cryptography. Its primary importance is in interpretation of the Torah, known as Agesis, and in making talismans. Here we see some styles of this system. So, of God, a very simple kind of Temura, wherein any letter is replaced by the letter which follows it in the alphabet. Thus, in English, A is written as B, B is written as C, etc. So, Ek Vikar in this system, the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet, plus the 5 special final forms of 5 of the letters, they are only used at the end of words, are mixed according to a certain pattern. They are placed in 9 boxes of 3 letters each. Thus is formed a figure, 3 boxes high, 3 boxes across. In Ek Bekar, you can have any letter in a box represent either of the other 2 letters in that box. In the first box, which has the letter Aleph, Yod, and Kof, the Alik or Alik Bekar, the Yod could represent either the Kof or the Aleph. So too could the Kof represent the Aleph or the Yod, and the Aleph could represent either the Yod or the Kof. So AYK, A equals Y or K, Y equals A or K, K equals A or Y. And that is where that is, right there where my finger is. I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. Hopefully it'll pick it up. Come on, camera, zoom. Yeah. I will actually, this will go into my live journal. Why am I turning green? Come on. Why am I turning green? There, I'm not green anymore. That's really cool. That is seriously cool. This is getting into talismans and numerology and the numbers, all of it. How awesome, you guys. Alright. Obviously, you can tell I'm very interested. The letters in the second box made the word Bakar. Okay, so Akas Betea. The ch sounds like the Scottish word loch, or loch. This is similar to Ik Bakar. In this system, there are 7 boxes, 3 letters each, with 1 letter left over. Here again, a letter in one box is interchangeable with any of the other letters in that box. There are several other systems of Temura, including the simple expedient of transferring the first letter of the alphabet with the last, the second with the second to the last. Alright, etc. That is amazing. That is seriously amazing. So I hope you guys understood that. I'll blog this specifically for you guys. So 4, the unwritten Kabbalah. So this is 4th branch of the Kabbalah, refers to the correspondences of the sacred glyph known as the Tree of Life. It is the key to the entire Kabbalistic system. In the next part of this lesson, we will begin to study the Tree of Life. But before going on to the next part, take a few days off and go over this last history section. Also be sure to be doing your rituals and keeping your diaries. You might also start building your altar and sewing your robe if you intend to do so, while you spend a few days studying what has been covered so far in this lesson. So, that's really amazing information. So, alright, that was the factual history of the Kabbalah and the 4 branches and how amazing that is. So, I've been doing my rituals. They're amazing. Yesterday, I did my lesser. Oh my god, my entire leg just went completely numb. Okay. So yesterday I did the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. I got up very early. It set the tone for the day. It set the tone for the entire day. It was perfect. It was perfect. So the relaxation ritual, It's getting more intense, especially at night, in conjunction with the tarot contemplation ritual, the lesser banishing ritual with the pentagram. Everything that we've been doing together is, I think right now, that's perfect. I think it's perfect. So I really hope the few of us that are actually studying this, I know a lot of people, some people are moving, and some people have, I personally have fucking so many issues that, we have quite a while to actually get all of this, just to actually delve into it and have fun and just really absorb and digest that information, and how we are going to digest it and how we are going to apply it to our everyday lives. So the Kabbalah makes a lot more sense now. I had no idea about it, and now I know. So how can we incorporate that sigil magic, talismanic magic? It's fucking incredible, amazing. So, all right, guys. The only other place I've seen the Kabbalah was in the craft when I first watched it. When they're in church, they're in mass, and Feruza. I don't remember her name. Who did she play? I don't remember her name. Feruza Balk. Nancy. I'm flying. Yeah, that's a scary thought. That is the only time I've ever seen anything on the Kabbalah, and that was just her reading a book. So, I don't know. But now I have a basic understanding, not a very sturdy ground on the Kabbalah, but I understand. So, I hope that was a good video, and I hope my little commentaries that I throw in there made it a little easier for people to understand, because I fucking sure didn't understand hell of a lot of it. So, but alright guys, 30 more days, within 30 days. Oh, it's sinking, it's all settled again. Oh, I love it. So yes, it will be like this when you get it. So you have got to shake it when you get it. There we go. Perfect. Perfection. So again, I thank you guys for all your love and your support and everything that you're doing. All the support is just incredible. Thank you guys. I am going to find a different counselor, therapist actually. I have one in mind. Hopefully she's still there. So, alright guys, happy Witchy Wednesday. It's raining and it's windy like crazy, and then we have snow coming. This weather is so bipolar. So anyways, I love you all very much, and I from the bottom of my heart and from the top, thank you guys for your freaking support. I could sit here for another hour and tell you guys how amazing you are, and just how lucky to have so many people back you up. This right here is a very good support team. Very good support team. And thanks guys. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys with all my heart. So don't ever forget that. You guys are an amazing support team. So I love you all very much. And I hope you all have a very great day. And may the goddess and gods bless you with everything that you guys deserve. All the love, all the good things, everything that you all freaking deserve. So, I love you guys very much. Thank you again for the words of encouragement, just everything. And I think I've said hi personally to every single one of you, almost. I'm very blessed, very humbled for you all. So, thank you. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I'm still trying to wrap my brain around the whole Kabbalah thing. So, if you guys have a better understanding with Kabbalah, let me know. Because I sure as hell don't. But again, all my love. Always. Always, always. I love you guys.